Pain is the price of greatness, and most people run from it instead of realizing it's the very thing designed to transform them. You want success. You want to rise above every obstacle stacked against you. Then you've got to change how you see pain. Inspired by the relentless mindset of Eric Thomas, understand this. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Every struggle you face is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, and more resilient than you were yesterday. When life hits you, and it will hit you, you can't fold, you can't sit there and ask, why me? You've got to stand up and say, try me, because pressure doesn't break diamonds, it creates them. And the same pressure you're feeling right now is building something powerful inside of you, but only if you choose to endure it instead of escaping it. See, most people want the reward, but they don't want the process. They want the victory, but they don't want the fight. They want to shine, but they don't want to be tested. But greatness doesn't work like that. Greatness demands sacrifice. It demands sleepless nights when nobody sees your effort. It demands that you keep going even when your body is tired and your mind is screaming at you to stop. That's where champions are born, not in comfort, but in chaos. Not when it's easy, but when it feels impossible. Pain forces you to grow in ways comfort never will. It stretches you, challenges you, and pushes you past limits you didn't even know you had. And here's the truth, if it doesn't hurt, it's not changing you. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not elevating you. So instead of avoiding the struggle, lean into it, embrace it. Let it teach you discipline, patience, and mental toughness. Because every tear, every failure, every moment you felt like giving up, it's all part of your story. And one day, that story will inspire others who are standing exactly where you are right now. But you've got to survive the process first. You've got to refuse to let pain define you. Instead, let it refine you. Let it turn your fear into fuel, your weakness into strength, and your doubt into determination. When you start seeing pain as a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block, everything changes. You stop running and you start rising. You stop complaining and you start conquering. Because now you understand that every obstacle is an opportunity, every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every hardship is preparing you for a higher level. So don't pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to handle a hard one. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more power to overcome them. Because at the end of the day, it's not the pain that defines you, it's how you respond to it. And if you can learn to push through when everything inside you says quit, then there is absolutely nothing in this world that can stop you from becoming great. Your mind must be stronger than your circumstances, because if your mindset is weak, it won't matter how many opportunities come your way. You'll still find a way to lose. That's the reality most people don't want to hear. Inspired by the relentless philosophy of Eric Thomas, you have to understand that life is not going to adjust itself to make you comfortable. Life is going to test you, stretch you, and sometimes break you down to see what you're really made of. And in those moments, your environment will try to convince you that you're stuck, that you're limited, that you can't rise above what you see around you. But here's the truth, your environment does not define you, your mindset does. You could be surrounded by negativity, by doubt, by people who don't believe in you. But if your mind is locked in on your purpose, none of that can stop you. The problem is, most people let their situation control their thinking instead of letting their thinking control their situation. They wake up already defeated because of what they're going through. They speak failure over their lives before they even try. They say things like, I can't, I'm not good enough, or this is just how it is. And every time they say that, they're building a mental prison around themselves. But if you want to overcome all odds, you've got to break out of that prison. You've got to train your mind to think differently, to see beyond what's in front of you. Because everything starts in the mind. If you can see it there, you can create it in real life. That means even when things are falling apart, you've got to speak life into yourself. You've got to say, I will win, I will rise, I will make it. Even when there's no evidence yet. That's not delusion, that's discipline. That's mental strength. And mental strength is what separates those who survive from those who succeed. Look, anybody can stay positive when things are going well. Anybody can believe when the results are already showing. But can you believe when nothing is working? Can you stay focused when everything around you is distracting you? Can you stay committed when the journey gets hard and lonely? That's the real test. Because the truth is, your circumstances will change, but only after your mindset does. You've got to become the kind of person who doesn't fold under pressure, who doesn't break when things don't go as planned. You've got to develop a mindset that says, no matter what happens, I'm going to find a way. That kind of thinking turns obstacles into opportunities. It turns failures into lessons. It turns pain into power. And once your mind reaches that level, there is no situation strong enough to hold you back. So stop waiting for things to get easier. Stop wishing for better conditions. Instead, build a stronger mind. Feed it with discipline, with focus, with belief. Protect it from negativity, from doubt, from anything that tries to weaken it. Because at the end of the day, the battle is not out there, it's in your head. And if you can win that battle, if you can control your thoughts and stay locked in on your vision, then it won't matter what odds are against you. You will rise, you will overcome, and you will prove that nothing is more powerful than a determined mind. Success is built in the dark, in those quiet moments when nobody is watching, nobody is clapping, and nobody even knows your name. That's where the real work happens. And that's the difference between people who talk about greatness and those who actually live it. In the spirit of Eric Thomas, you've got to understand that the spotlight doesn't create champions, it reveals them. What you do behind the scenes, when there's no reward, no recognition, no applause, that's what determines how far you'll go. Most people get excited about the idea of success, but they lose that energy the moment things get hard or boring. They want motivation every day. They want instant results. They want someone to cheer them on. But that's not how this works. Real success requires discipline, and discipline means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means putting in the work when your body is tired, when your mind is distracted, when everything inside you is telling you to take a break. Because the truth is, your competition is out there grinding while you're making excuses. They're sacrificing comfort while you're chasing convenience. And if you're not willing to match that level of commitment, then you're already falling behind. You've got to become obsessed with your goals, to the point where distractions don't even matter anymore. Late nights, early mornings, missed parties, fewer distractions. That's the price, and most people aren't willing to pay it. They want balance, they want comfort, they want to enjoy the journey without fully committing to it. But greatness demands more. It demands everything. You've got to fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. Because if you only focus on the result, you'll quit when it doesn't come fast enough. But if you learn to love the grind, if you learn to enjoy the struggle, then nothing can stop you. Every rep, every hour, every small improvement, it all adds up. And over time, that consistent effort turns into something powerful. People will look at you one day and say, wow, you got lucky. But they didn't see the nights you stayed up working while they were sleeping. They didn't see the sacrifices you made, the discipline you showed, the moments you pushed through when you wanted to quit. That's the hidden side of success. And that's why most people never reach it. They're not willing to do the unseen work. So if you really want to overcome all odds, you've got to separate yourself. You've got to do what others won't do so you can have what others don't have. That means no excuses, no shortcuts, no waiting for the perfect moment. You create the moment through your effort. You build your future through your actions, and you prove your worth through your consistency. Because at the end of the day, it's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's not even about opportunity, it's about work. The work you put in when nobody is watching, when nobody is pushing you, when nobody is expecting anything from you. That's where greatness is born. That's where you become unstoppable. And when your time finally comes, when the world finally sees what you've built, they won't understand how you did it, but you will. You'll know it came from those silent battles, those lonely nights, and that relentless grind that never stopped, even when nobody was watching. Refuse to quit no matter what, because the moment you decide to give up is the moment you guarantee your own defeat. That's the line you cannot cross if you truly want to overcome all odds. In the spirit of Eric Thomas, you've got to build a mindset that doesn't even consider quitting as an option. Understand this clearly. Life is going to hit you with setbacks, delays, failures, and moments where everything feels like it's collapsing at once. You will have days when you feel exhausted, when your confidence drops, when nothing seems to go your way. And in those moments, your mind will try to convince you that it's okay to stop, that maybe this path isn't for you, that maybe you should just settle. But that's the test. That's the exact moment where your future is decided. Because winners and losers are separated in that one decision, to keep going or to quit. And the truth is, most people quit too early. They quit right before the breakthrough, right before the opportunity, right before everything starts to come together. They don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they don't stay in the fight long enough. But if you can develop the discipline to keep going, even when it hurts, even when it's slow, even when it feels like you're not making progress, then you put yourself in a position that most people will never reach. You've got to understand that success is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to keep moving forward, step by step, day by day. Some days you'll move fast, some days you'll barely move at all. But as long as you don't stop, you're still winning. Every time you fall and get back up, you're building strength. Every time you face adversity and push through it, you're becoming more resilient. And resilience is what carries you when motivation fades. Because motivation is temporary, it comes and goes. But commitment, that's what keeps you locked in. That's what keeps you going when there's no excitement, no energy, no external push. You've got to commit to your vision so deeply that quitting feels more painful than continuing. You've got to reach a point where you say, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, I will not stop. That kind of determination changes everything. It forces you to find solutions instead of excuses. It pushes you to adapt, to grow, to evolve until you become the person capable of achieving your goals. And here's the reality. The journey won't be easy and it won't be quick. There will be moments when you question everything. But those moments are part of the process. They're not there to break you. They're there to build you. So when things get tough, don't look for a way out. Look for a way through. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself of the vision, the purpose, the life you're trying to create, and then keep going. Because as long as you stay in the game, as long as you refuse to quit, there is always a chance for success. And sometimes that's all you need, just one more step, one more push, one more effort. Stay locked in, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, it's not the strongest or the smartest who win. It's the ones who refuse to quit.